So in this video, I wanted to show you what RAM looks like, which is this picture over here. And I wanted to go through things called DDR. So DDR. At the moment, we're on DDR4/5. 5 is coming out hopefully very soon, which everyone should be very excited about. What's the difference between it? So first of all, I wanted to show you these, which are called a DIMM slots. So those slots that we were seeing on the motherboard would literally would look like this. It would have this bit here in it. There. So that's what the slot looks like inside. These ones aren't very big. They're about 1 centimeter or 2 off the probably about 1 centimeter off the motherboard. That's how big they are. But so that's what the motherboard, right? So this thing on the motherboard is 1 centimeter. Having this thing is not 1 centimeter. Right, I'm just talking about this thing here. So from here to here is about 1 centimeter, but the actual size of the DIMM itself, I don't know, maybe 5-6 centimeters. Might be a bit of a stretch, but yeah. So that's what a DIMM looks like. This looks to me like it's probably DDR3. You can see, no, it might be even less than that. It might be 2. I'm only saying that because down here it says 256 megabytes, which means one of these is 256 megabytes. So that means you could get 256, 256, 256, 256, and you might get 1 gigabyte in total of RAM, which isn't that much at all. So relative to a new desktop's 1 gigabyte on an embedded system might be quite a lot. So, okay, DDR4, DDR5, DDR3, what is the difference? Well, technically when we're saying RAM, we actually mean, we should actually say DDR-S, DRAM. And DDR is double, what is it again? Double data rate? Yeah, double data rate. Synchronous, dynamic, random access memory. We just shorten it though to RAM. But technically when we're talking about RAM, we talk about this. So DDR, meaning double data rate, the DDR, when we say DDR3 versus 4, well, what we actually mean is a new standard, right? It's a new specification. It's a new way of getting data through. It's a new lot of things. But what this actually means for us, in reality, is how fast the thing is. To be honest, now the standard for DDR5 I think came out in 2019, so we are technically on DDR5 at the moment. But the difference is, and this is where it gets interesting, is that the differences between them, if we do, so this is the DDR section and this is the speed alone. I haven't said anything. I don't know why I changed between capitals there. We have the DDR, so we have 1 and 2 and 3. We have DDR4 and we have DDR5. There was one, I think, before DDR1, which was SDR, if I'm not mistaken. We won't go into that because that was so long ago. There's no point in even covering it. So the speed of these, so this is DDR. This is the DDR section, DDR, and this is the speed. The speed of them, one was about something like 1.6 gigabytes per second. So that means the speed of the RAM would be transferring information at that rate. Your 2, so DDR2 was 3.2. Sorry, I don't know why. See, I said 3.2. Sorry, I'll get that looking a bit better there. So that's 3.2, and these are all gigabytes per second, by the way. I'll just carry on doing this gigabytes per second. 3.2. So then we had 3. Now DDR3 was sorry, no, I've gone wrong here actually. I've forgotten. The first type of RAM before 1. In fact, let me do it down. Let me add a column here. I'll add one here. Just to be complete. So that means I have to get rid of this. So as you can appreciate, this effectively just gets faster and faster. That's all that's happening here. This one was called SDR. I don't think there was a generation name. Now that was 1.6. And they're all gigabytes a second. Gigabytes a second. And let's do this magenta color. We had a 3.2, and then we had 8.5, and then it was about a 16 or a 17-ish. 16, 17. I think it was 17. And then 4. Well, 4 was brilliant because it was a silly figure. Like this, gigabytes a second. And 5 is the most recent one. 5 is the one that's just come out now, and it's 32. Now this is 32 gigabytes per second of data transfer. That is an insane amount, right? This is an insane amount of data per second to be transferred. So you can see that it's just the generations are getting faster. This is almost generation 1. So when we say DDR 2, 3, 4, or 5, we're effectively talking about the speed. But not only the speed, we also had less voltage going through them. So I won't list the voltages here, but effectively what was going on was as the generations went down, the voltage also went down. And it went from about, I don't know, 3 volts to 1 volts, which means it was effectively more efficient. It was more faster. It's more faster. Sorry, it was faster. So this is the kind of differences that we really care about in DDR4, the DDR4s, 5s, and 3s, and things like that. But the actual ins and outs of it, you would have to read the specification. Now this is a specification and a standard in itself. So all of these things here we're talking about was they take time to create. This is already out effectively in the standard, but then it takes time for the manufacturers to start building this and for it to be largely accepted by everything. So predominantly we're around about DDR4 as a standard at the moment.